skeni mo si to de kaya ojibwe shnabe kwenda kaya shnabe kwenda kaya ingunji tukampu shkolagani nido misinji kare nido andaziamba mashiwa na mai don naki nido ikwedum shinkade kamrebe. That's right. I introduce myself as my Indian name, which is Pidasge, and I'm also of the fish clan, SWC fish clan, and I'm also from Wikwemikong Reserve. I am a forever Nishnabekwe, forever Ojibwe Nishnabekwe, that's who I am. And I am many, many, many things to people. And I challenge you, who are you? I ask, who are you? You ask yourself, who am I? You say who you are and who you're related to, the clans that we're related to. In the work that has been given to us Anishinaabe people, when we're born, when we come into this world, we come with four gifts as we come out of the womb of our mothers, from the water that we come out of. And we're given four gifts. The first gift is the gift of your Nöwe, which is the sound that you're going to make, which is the language. That's what you're born into. And then next is the gift of Noswin, which is your name. That's the name that's given to you. That's recognized to you. Recognized by the spirit of that name. And then the third gift is we're given is the De'ewin, which is the heart that is given to us. And then the other gift is the spirit, which is the Kunale, which is that spirit that is around us. Those four gifts that we're given when we come into this world, and those are the gifts that we're told that those are the very gifts that we walk on this earth with. Our name, our sounding, our heart, and the spirit. But before that, before the 9 months before you were born, when the seed was planted into the womb of your mothers, during that time, the 9 months, you're given the invisible teachings that you come out of the world with. You've learned to hear, you've learned to listen, to hear the sound, to smell, to taste, to feel. All those invisible gifts that you carry with you. So when we do our cleansing with our medicines, those are the things that you recognize when you're doing your cleansing. The invisible gift of sight, the invisible gift of hearing, of taste, of smell, of words, of the heart, and of the feeling that your hands and your spirit. Those are the invisible gifts that we cleanse ourselves with when we do our cleansing. And some people call it smudge, but I don't use the word smudge because I think of makeup. You know, when the smudge mascara that comes out of your face. So when I hear the word smudge, I use the word cleansing. And so those are some of the gifts that we are given, all of us, not just Anishinaabe people, but everybody. Everybody's been given those gifts that we walk on Mother Earth with. And in knowing who you are, as I said, my name is Idaske, which means one who comes with the light. I didn't know what that meant until later on in my life that I understood what that meant. And that I am also of the fish clan, which is the SWC, which is the bullhead clan. And I realized too that the bullhead is very, very stubborn, very, very bullheaded. And so I am also of that same characteristic. And also I learned many things, and also the date that I was born, February 21st, 1942, in the astrology, or forget what they call that, horoscope of Pisces, so the fish, the twin fish. So I'm really related to all the fish in the waters. And in the teachings with our teachings, is to know who you are and understanding who your clans are and what your clans do. So you have to really learn about those things. And it's too bad that I learned late in life about these things, but in the beginning, my grandmother was always the one that taught me. Bejni, they used to call her, and she was the medicine woman on the reserve. She was the one that was called on as a midwife. She was the one who did all the healing on our reserve. I didn't know that, but she was very instrumental in how I saw myself as a young girl. And as a young girl, I've learned many things about how to be brave, not to be afraid. There's many instances examples where I've been taught not to be afraid of the dark. So I've learned to be very, very brave, not be afraid, and be very stubborn. And there's many things that I was taught to be, and I didn't know that when I was young. It was until later on in the years that I began to see how all those teachings that were given to me, they now mean a lot to me now, because I'm very determined. No matter what I do, what happens. I've had surgery in my knee in June last year, and I've had three setbacks because of my stubbornness. I've been told to settle down, to be quiet, and to exercise, but I keep running, and I fell down the mountain just last week, and my knee got scratched on the mountain. I was going down the hill to get some water from the fast-flowing river, and I fell down the mountain ledge, and I scraped myself. So I had another setback. But those little setbacks are nothing compared to what you have to do for the water. And what I have to do for the water is what I need to be doing, what we all need to be doing. And yesterday we talked about duty. The key word to this session is duty. We all have a duty to do for the water. What is your duty? You have to ask yourself, what is my duty for the water? And so when we talk about our duties, you have to look at yourselves. Who am I? And what am I going to do? What are you going to do about the water? What are you going to do about the duty that you have for the water? And so you ask yourself, what am I going to do? There's many things you can do. This morning we had a session about politics, and I got into politics this morning, which I don't usually do, but it was really an awesome sight that we saw each other as politicians. And this is just, a vision, but it's really, really a nice vision that we had. So anyway, when we talk about duty, we have to think about what are we going to do for our children, our next generations, and the duty that we have for them and for the water. We need to give them fresh water to drink, the ones that have yet unborn, the ones that have yet to come, 7 times 7 generations to come. You have to think about them, not just ourselves today, but for the future. And so our duty is to take care of them also, and our animals, the animals that can't speak to us anymore. They did at one time when the Creator was very upset with us. At one time they came forward and they said, we will help them, we will feed them. We'll give them my body, we'll give them, the deer with their hides. And all the animals came forward and they said, this is what I will give to them. And so we're indebted to them. And in being indebted to them, we have to also think of them when we think about the water. They need water too, just like we do, just like the way our next generations are going to need water. So our duty is to, not just to ourselves, but to a duty for the animals, for the environment, for Mother Earth, the grass, the animals, the four-leggeds, the crawlers, the flyers, all these things that we see on the elements. They need us too. So we have a big responsibility and a duty to do that. And it's up to us as humans, two-leggeds, because we're the ones that are destroying everything. And we're the ones that have to take care of it. We're the ones that have to correct what is being destroyed. And also in talking about bringing hope to the people, I don't dwell on negative. I always look at positive things. And so the young people, I've told them many times since 2004, when I go and speak to universities, I tell them that they need to go and fast. However long they can, they're able to, 4 days, 4 nights. It's very easy to do that. When we Sundance, we dance 4 days, 4 nights without food and water. It's very easy. It's very tiring after a while, but the third, fourth, you get rejuvenated again. When I fast 4 days, 4 nights, on the fourth night, and then it just seems like I can go on and on and on. I can go 7 days. I can do more. but the body does not, their body has to rest also with food. So you take a little bit of food. The first drink is your water. The first drink that you drink is the water after you break your fast. And your first food is the berries. And so we talked this morning about the berries. How Mother Earth is giving us those berries, the heartberry, deermin they call it, which is the heartberry, the heart food that she gives to us, the first food. And so that is the message that I want you to bury in your heart, keep in your heart. And there's a lady, her name is Caroline Pogue. I met her last night. She came from Alberta, and she's going to do a write-up on the idea that I was talking about the fast 4 days, 4 nights. And she'll spread it out all over the world for people to read, and they can go and fast on those 4 days. Go to sacred places that you have, sacred mountains or sacred places that you have in your areas to go and do that fast. Along with our chief here, Orville Lukenhorst, he will also have his day also to honor sacred places that we have, to honor those places. And so that is the message that I want to share with all of you, is to really, really find your duty, what is your duty, to do your work for the water. And that is, there's many ways you can do it. There's politicians, there's political ways. We talked about that this morning. It's a funny way, but there's ways that you can talk to your politicians, and the pyramid that we talked about. There's many things that you can do. Many things you can do if you just put your minds and hearts to it, and go together as a group and just go and storm Parliament Hill, or the House of Commons, and just say, what are you going to do about the water? There's ways you can do. Many things you could do. Just be creative. Know your duty. Find out what your duty is. And then you will know what to do.